everyone. This is Crazy, aka Weapons by Center. This is Torment, Tides of Numenera. I was a huge fan of the original Torment, but you know, it's been a long time since that game, and the studio is now very different. I did play Pillars of Eternity, and honestly, I was not my favorite game. So I'm not sure whether this game is going to be amazing, like the original Torment, or okay, like Pillars of Eternity. Let's skip into it. Tutorials and feedback. Tide feedback. I don't know that I want to mess with that right now. Highlight is tab. Good to know. Quick save at 5. Left arrow. Space return. Character shape. Inventory. Journal. I thought I'd bring it the volume down just a little bit. Let's go and start the game. Ah, loading screens. Will I be male or female? Let's do male in this playthrough. Your mind
wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Look at this body.
The body is... wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this?
Starting with the amnesia opening.
Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you. Instinctively, you spread your arms and legs, and they respond sluggishly. You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you are still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well, and you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body in which you find yourself. Below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible globe, dotted here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground. Now you see that this appears to be a huge megacontinent, the only land of any size, on this side of the world at least. Great inland seas and lakes dot the land, and curiously, regular mountain ranges march up and down and across. You are falling toward what looks to be a great bay, a sprawling city perched on its shore just to the north. Further to the north and east, you see a broad plain scattered with curious structures, visible even from this height. The northeastern portion of this land looks to be a desert, a strange blue dot like an eye in its exact center. It seems to hold a city in its watery grasp. To its west is a ring of huge mountains, surmounted by enormous carved peaks spewing magma into a central catch basin. What concerns you most right now is the bay below you. It's coming at you quickly. fruitless. You've reached a velocity that could, without irony, best be named terminal. You spread your arms and legs and try to catch a draft, and it looks like you'll hit the bay that's rushing toward you, unless you hit the building in its littered waters. A strange web of colors surrounds you, thrown by a figure standing on the balcony of the structure. But it is effective only at slowing your fall.
Well, slowing my fall is exactly what I want right now. Falling.
You strike the building hard enough to crack its crystalline structure, and you hear one of the engines that supports it protest and howl, and the agony of the crash overcomes you. And then, darkness.
Darkness. Interesting place. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Oh, hello. Troubled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons wasted. Might. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use left click to spend might for a higher level of effort. Not worth you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth of the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. There we go. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello, are you still alive down there? Ah, yeah, there we are. Build a path to us. That's what he said. And that is what we have done. Now we will interact with the glowing ball. A memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. Oh, that dank air, man. You had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air at your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the bays, but this body is an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. First, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Shall I deceive him by telling him that you've heard sound of pursuit? Threaten him until he returns to the task at hand? Or do I fix the device myself? Why are these all... Why can't I just Why are they all evil options? I'll just cast a spell. You raise the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells in the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hands crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. I'll use one of the ciphers in my belt. You run urgent fingers of the devices fastened to your waist, a fog raising in your mind. A few can be used against the guards, but will also turn your skin to synth steel, or the surrounding water to boiling wax. Hardly ideal. Finally, you find a small silver sphere. Setting the sphere in place, you dig desperately for the safety of a nearby alcove. This is so much. It's not that it's so much text, it's that it's so much abstract text that has nothing to do with this really cool environment I'm actually in right now. It's sort of jarring. The sphere whirls and unfolds into a spiraling vortex. The sphere at its center speaks a few polite words in an ancient language, then begins draining the surrounding water into itself with alarming speed. The approaching guards shout and scream as they too are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. You allow yourself a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. The memory begins to fade as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. Okay. It looks strange, as though what you see in it is real and you are the reflection. Light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronze, segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen into place. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of the door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. We got the white orb here, and that's the one we want, so that we can have even more text. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware, humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. You're looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately. This seems like the right place. See, this is the frustration I started to have with Pillars of Eternity, is that there's so much text everywhere, but a lot of it is totally disconnected from the game, right? So here it's like trying to give you a sense of these other scenarios that you've been in other lives, I think. But it's like a lot to take in all at once before you pick up anything or hold an object in your inventory, right? I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat neutral. Her voice is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we've found? Draw her attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints. Convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. I'm going to go with the experienced eye, because why not? You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you can point out the thin bands radiating out from the metallic disc. How the energy from those bands affects the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. It's geologically sound. Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up on your resonance scans? This all sounds so like science fiction-y. She waits for your affirmation and says, "All right, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend on the plateau to examine the open ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera, integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. Examine the construct for mechanical faults or look for a deeper solution. Perhaps as an effect of the metallic disc itself. Ooh, I want to look for the deeper solution. A mist rises onto the plateau as you wrap a fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any trans-dimensional missions that might be in the area. Taking a deep breath, repeat your command. Acknowledged. It immediately trundles to the site of your new shelter. The image freezes and then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head. Reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing, and is hunting you. See, it says that in the text, but like there needs to be a sound effect or something, I think. I guess I'm still, like, I didn't actually play the alpha, but it's still an early release game. You do wonder. A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly long, his weapon a vibrating axe, the other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, and holding a hilt with a sizzling, invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. I'll just trade blows with them, man, straight up. The giant's first two attacks are blurs. You block the first strike, but the second forces you to your knees. Though you're dazed and your vision is hazy, your armor holds and you keep your wits about you. Enough that when he raises the great axe above his head to finish you, you're able to bury your blade under his breastplate. The blade emerges from the back of his neck, and his life's blood washes over your hands. He falls, taking your weapon with him, and his companion attacks. Her invisible blade is far more lethal than the giant's axe. You duck as she thrusts at you, and the wall behind you hisses destroyed. Her return swing cuts through your armor, ruining your breastplate. She doesn't have to be skilled with a weapon like this, she just has to make contact. You time your attack just as she pulls it back for another strike. You barrel into her, driving her over the wall, and she drops screaming to the ground 50 meters below. Nice. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding your way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hull, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. Hurl yourself at the door and knock them to the ground. Yeah, let's go for this style. You charge through the dim shadows, dropping your shoulder into the door at the last minute. It bursts open. Halfway through its arc, it crashes into the pair of enemy soldiers, scattering them. You race through the door, blade in hand, and you dispatch your stunned foes before they have a chance to move. Their blood begins to pool in the hallway. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. So there's no, like, actual indication that the room has shook. Come on, text. Come on, game. Try to keep up with the text. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols. Daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs and the choices you made shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. I'm going to point at the doppelganger shoving its way through the group. It thunders toward you like a mountain on legs, scattering your duplicates everywhere. The threat in its eyes is as obvious as daylight. A rumble comes from somewhere deep within its chest as it waits for your decision. Yes, that is who I am. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face reflects confidence and cleverness. Shadows of weapons flicker in and out of its hands, and a few devices shimmer on its belt. You get the feeling you, would be comfortable in a variety of situations. The word Jack sounds in your mind. Gain descriptor strong. Oh, look at that. All sorts of might increase, baby. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Okay. Your choices and the memories in the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Jacks are intrepid explorers and adventurers. They are jacks of all trades. What's a glaive? Nanos, mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches. Why not start out with glaive? Okay. So I have no idea what weapons I'll actually have available. Start with melee. That's fine. It felt like something was hunting me. The sorrow is our death, and it is hunting me. I have to finish the process. Yeah, I'll need to find a resonance chamber so that once I find it, everything will be fine. Tides are the force. What's a resonance chamber? It's a crystal sarcophagus. Call them reflections. just happens. If this is my mind, why don't I remember it? Okay. I'm getting sleepy. I was a little bit tired when I started this game. I wasn't expecting quite so much text front-loaded. Who are you? You're me. Of course you are. How do I get back to the real world? Yes, it's a tentacle monster. Oh, the Sorrow is a tentacle monster. Click the buttons. Plenty of light. Yeah. It's infecting it somehow. In this thing. Oh yeah. Oh. The fell the sorrow placed on this character's goose armor by 10. Oh no. Okay. Functions protected. Need to finish harder. For all these things escape into my mind. Correct. That thing is a cancer. We're killing cancer, guys. It's great. It's the best. Go to the Shimmering Dome. Done.
Where did he fall from? His body smashed to talc. It's a wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point. But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Obviously, he emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall. He did something. I mean, it's not really that informative. Yeah, she's magical. Who are you? Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you are newly born. I and my sisters am Callisteg. This is Aligern. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how he came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in his cast-off shell. What is this place? A sanctum of your sires. The common belief is he has several such places throughout the Ninth World, possibly other worlds as well. We were only just able to gain entry to this one because of your grand entrance. If falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. You'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases would pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. So do not get mind nuked. Oh man, my chamber needs repair. Do either of you know anything about the sorrow? Is that a disease? They know nothing. Do you know how to fix the chamber? It might not be impossible. You need to find someone who knows how to fix it. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Well, there's a cult devoted to my dude. That's awesome. I would take him to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth would sooner take us apart. What's the Order of Truth? They are utopians. Techno-progressives. Or charlatans. What's the cult of the changing god? Would you take me to the cult of the changing god? They seem cool. Let's go! Oh, they straight up became my companions. Cool. Alright, so I have companions, I have a quest, I'm set. I just kind of wanted to get the game going, I guess. My goodness, did I already go through 40 minutes of this game just to get out of that first 2 rooms? Alright, well, I was kind of just planning to get started in the game, and that is exactly what I have done. mission accomplished. So I'm gonna stop for tonight, but I will probably try to get some more in tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you are into that kind of thing.